You're listening to the KYLO Show, and I'm your host, Danny Silk.
And I'm Brittney Serple. The KYLO Show is a podcast where we talk about how to keep your love on no matter what, and why whole healthy families are going to save the world. And it starts right now. Hello and welcome to the KYLO Show. We are Danny and Brittney, because I forgot to.
I'm Danny.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I figured.
You can't be both.
I can't be both.
No, we're not doing that.
I think I've even tried somewhat to be embody Danny, but I'm not him.
Yeah.
I'm Brittney. But we didn't introduce ourselves in the last episode, so I thought maybe I'm supposed to do it this episode. So
yeah, we got some feedback.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, welcome to the KYLO Show. We're excited to have you. We're enjoying our new set and
our new digs and our going live with live people. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
It is. But we kind of took a poll of things that people wanted to hear, and so we're really leaning into our topics that way. And confrontation was one of the topics.
What?
Well, I know. No.
Hard conversations. Can you believe it?
Yeah. So we kind of are going to walk through of why confrontation actually can better your relationships.
Yeah.
When I read this, I was like, well, it can or it can't. So I was a little, as we were reviewing this.
Please review the last podcast.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have to take into a successful confrontation is the KYLO 5. You got to bring it with you.
It needs to be your, I don't know, Taylor used to call it your Nini or your 90. You need it to be your security blanket. Take your KYLO 5 with you everywhere you go.
I would just get a tattoo.
That's one way to do it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any tattoos?
I have no tattoos.
Yeah,
see, I am
you're a purist.
I'm a blank canvas.
Your first one could be the KYLO 5. Please.
Nope.
Okay, well, you can't advertise.
I can't think of a good reason to get a tattoo. But.
Okay. Anyways, when I read this, I was like, confrontation absolutely can be a place that brings you together closer. Mm-hmm. But if you're not doing it well, it can be a little dangerous. So we were talking about that a bit and what the difference is when you have confrontation and you wrote combat.
Yeah.
Or competition. Mm-hmm. That's another one. Or conquering, the winner, the loser. So let's talk about that just a little bit before we dive into some things that are helpful.
Yeah, when people hear confrontation classically, they think fighting.
Yeah.
We're having a fight.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, gosh, a fight is really, there's a winner and a loser in a fight. Mm-hmm. So you got to get rid of that idea. Like, I'm right, you're wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm the victim, you're the bad guy. Mm-hmm. You got to get rid of that. That whole approach is a setup for just disconnection and pain and damage. So really, we're going to consider something together. Confrontation is that we review an issue face to face. So we're on the same team and we're looking at that. Mm-hmm. So that is what we are
addressing,
communicating about. Sharing our experience of, maybe even giving our opinions of, but not each other. This is not about right and wrong, loser, winner. And so we have to shift immediately. You have to shift from, we have to agree to, I have to understand what you're saying. I have to understand what you're seeing. I have to understand what you need. There's so much I have to understand. So I have to listen well in a confrontation, not convince and control.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the essential difference. The spirit of love is in a confrontation, and the spirit of fear is in a contest or a combat.
I think the couples that I work with often don't know how to see this thing out here because they see pain or they experience pain, they experience frustration or doubt or scared, and they have a really hard time not just saying it's you.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we even help them? Like, if I'm hurt by something that happens, how do I put it out there instead of make it about them?
Ouch.
Okay.
I just tell you about me. Ouch. If you stepped on my foot, I wouldn't say, you're a jerk.
No.
I could, and maybe I would. It depends.
Maybe if you had tattoos.
Yeah. It depends on how much of a victim I am.
Mm-hmm.
But if you step on my foot, I say, ouch, which is great information.
Yeah.
Right. For me who cares about you, me who cares about our relationship and our future together, that is great information for me. Like, ouch, what the heck? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
And you point to your foot, and I remember that lump that I just felt under my foot. And I'm like, oh, that was me. I'm so sorry. But the ouch is all I need to do.
Mm.
That communicates the truth. And the truth is I'm hurting. People like to cover that up and say, you are mean to people. You stomped on my foot. You are clumsy. Instead of saying, ouch. Because that's really the problem. And that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is that hurt. You try to hurt people isn't the truth. That's a judgment.
So your ability to be emotionally aware of what's going on inside of you and communicating that clearly with good words, ouch is a great example,
Mm-hmm.
and putting that out in front as there's some pain and experience, here's some information, let me tell you about you, is kind of a great first step of even identifying what this is out here rather than I'm going to blame you for it.
Yeah, it's courageous to tell the truth. It's courageous to stand in the light. It's courageous to be seen. And a lot of people whine about not being seen while they hide in the dark.
Yeah, because telling somebody about what's going on inside of me means I have to, one, know what's going on inside of me and be ready to be honest with.
Be seen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch. Like I step out into the light with an ouch. When I say ouch or yikes or something, I'm stepping out into the light and you can see me and you can judge me. This is a mistake people make in a confrontation. Happened just not too long ago in a conversation I was having, and someone said, I was scared. And they said, well, you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be scared by that. That shouldn't scare you. Like, no. You don't get to tell me how to run me over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I said, I'm hungry, you don't get to say, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hungry because I'm not hungry. Right. So this is the respect that we give people when they step into the light as we go, oh, you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You're scared. You're hurt. I see that. Oh. And I am affected by the posture of understanding instead of judging. When I am having a contest or I'm having a war with you, I have to now decide what happens to me if your side has any value. So if you're hurt and this is a contest, I have to talk you out of being hurt for me to win.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
No, it's no fun at all. It's just so, and then you just keep saying ouch over and over again. Ouch. Oh, you shouldn't be hurt. Ouchie, ouchie. Like that
ouch,
hurts
ouch,
too.
ouch,
Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
And we have to, open this up in the light. And back to the KYLO 5, we're having respectful, responsible communication is, oh, I'm managing me. I'm not controlling you.
The other part I think about with, being honest, showing myself, putting me out there, is I have to pursue the goal of connection with you.
Yeah.
Even in the pain, even in the scared, is I can't punish you. I can't withdraw. I can't quit. I have to stay. That's the goal that I'm putting on display is I want to resolve this. I'm hopeful to stay connected. I'm bringing that expectation rather than here goes another stupid argument. Here goes another, oh, okay, we're not going to have sex for another 3 months. You know, like if that's the mentality I'm going into it, that's not putting on display that I am actively choosing you when I go to approach this hard conversation.
It's a bit of work to control yourself while the other person is figuring out how to control themselves.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, it's always, that's one of the uses of boundaries is, you know, I'm managing me, I'm telling you about me, and the other person is blaming me and accusing me. And then I'm going to throw if you're done listening, I'm done talking.
Yeah.
That's a boundary. I'm going to let you know what I'm going to participate in and what I'm not going to participate in. And what I'm not going to participate in is what we used to do,
Right.
where we would have this contest. We would both deem ourselves winners and the other one losers, and we would live disconnected until we forgot about it.
Yeah. I think the piece of I'm actively pursuing connection even in the conflicts is a practice skill.
Absolutely.
It is a
And
practice
it's
skill.
and that's what keeps me managing me.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one. We often do a lot. I love, actually, we have the course, Successful Confrontation, I think. And I start to forget all the names of the courses we have, but I remember that one being really helpful because I love the self-awareness stuff. I love all the things that we do, whether they're trending or not. I find them fascinating to give language. You know, I tell people, don't make it your Bible. You don't put yourself in a box because God created you uniquely on
It's
purpose.
not your identity.
No, none of that. But it's such a powerful tool. And then
Yeah.
some are highlighted better than the others. But your personal awareness of what I need from conflicts is going to help the other person that's in this relationship with you. Like if I know what I need and I can communicate that, we're actually going to do a better job of meeting the needs in this conversation as we go back and forth a bit. You know, Ben and I are as different as they come. You know, you and Mom are pretty similar in this as well. So it runs in the family
We're pretty
so far.
similarly different, you mean? Yeah. Yeah.
So in confrontation, what's been a huge place of success in our marriage is that self-awareness piece and being able to walk through, okay, this is what I need when we go to conflict. I've adjusted, you know, I'm pretty direct, I'm harsh, I'm blunt, I see very black and white, and it's not even that I'm trying to be hurtful to you as much as it feels like the core of truth. That's just what it is. But
You can't handle the truth. Yeah.
But for Ben, he sees the world of gray and colors. He doesn't see it like I do, and his need for, and especially his love language, is being words. And so if I'm harsh, he's going to retreat, and that's what we did for years. Was I was scary, he retreated, which just made me more angry and trying to find him. And he's hiding from me. So that piece of self-awareness and knowing what it is that I need when we get to confrontation so that I can communicate that. We now have, our confrontation feels quicker. It feels easier to resolve. It doesn't mean we have less harder problems. We now have an adult child. The problems are really getting heavier to juggle. I mean, we're doing life together and ministry together. I mean, there's lots of things where we have very different approaches, but this piece for us really did change, kind of lowers our anxiety because of our awareness of ourselves and what we were asking from each other.
And so confrontation essentially is the practice of meeting each other's needs because we discover what they are.
Yeah.
So that's why confrontation literally makes you more intimately connected. Because into me you see, because I showed you,
Yeah.
and because you care about our connection, what I showed you was great information for how you were going to respond to me. And so we now have two people that are highly effective in responding to each other, because the process of confrontation got us to discovering what each other needed. Versus, combat and competition and conquering each other
Yeah.
is all about teaching each other to hide yourself from the other person.
Yeah. We shelved each other's needs. Like, I knew what Ben needed, but I wouldn't give it to him until he met my need,
Yeah.
because that is complete competition and combat. It was, we jokingly said that we held each other's needs hostage majority of our early days of marriage. I see that this dynamic goes on with siblings a lot. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of combat in their relationship because they haven't worked out, how do we have successful confrontation? How do we walk through these things? And a lot of it is the needs. I'm not going to give you what you want. And children are selfish, and it's a different season of life. But sometimes that carries on to adulthood.
Yeah, there's a lot of 50-year-old children out there.
There are a lot. But the question, what do you need? People don't know how to get there. So that self-awareness piece and the what do I need to feel from this moment, from this exchange, walking away from it. We always send people to the feeling wheel. Is a really easy place to start if you're completely clueless as to what you need to feel. But the core need, being able to put that on display, it does bring us to such a place of intimacy when we get that need met. It's kind of like you melt on the inside. You're just,
it's how you build trust.
So happy.
Yeah, you just build trust when you can express a need and it gets met. This is kind of the idea of a franchise is, no matter where you go and you order your cup of coffee, it's going to be whether it was in Corning, California or Nashville, Tennessee, you get the same thing. That builds trust for that brand, because this is what I expect. This is what I asked for. This is what I got. And that consistency is how you build loyalty and connection. And I think that when expressing needs, when I see your need, I now feel responsible to meet that need. But a lot of people see that as manipulative and controlling. You're needy. I don't want to be needy, which means I don't want to manipulate other people with what I want done. And so if you present your needs in a way that feel, I have obligation to do something for you, or I have, like if you say, I need the trash taken out. Like, okay, I heard that. I need the trash taken out right now is not what you said. I need the trash taken out. Okay, well, I will get to that need, and then I will feel good about when I met that need, because it was my idea to serve you, not your opportunity to control me. So that there's a space for that. You better be ready for that, because I need something right now. It's a lot of control involved with that. I need to feel loved. I need to feel connected. I need to feel protected. Those are time-released needs. And I have good information, and now I really have to figure out how to supply that. But if you say, I need you to do, then you just said, I need control of you.
It's like the same little rhythm.
Right. I was trying to do that on purpose. And so, that begins to break down the process, because a lot of people, when they hear express your needs, they hear be clear about the control you want from the other person. Like, no, that's not at all what it is. It's I need to feel a feeling. I need an experience with you. That's really what I will enjoy with you. And that's the goal. The goal for all of us is we're creating relationships where we enjoy each other. We enjoy being together.
Yeah.
And
We
so
feel safe to be ourselves in front of you. I mean, this should be the experience of our most intimate relationship.
right, and that's a friendship.
Yeah.
You know, friends are paying attention to what each other needs, and they're trying to create an experience that they enjoy. Like I spend 0 times with friends I don't enjoy.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah. You know?
Truth.
That's
Pop
just
off.
that's
Whatever
just
the
how
cool
that
thing is
works.
that we're saying these days.
That's how that works.
Yeah. Well, we basically went through 5 things of kind of confrontation. So we talked about emotional intelligence and kind of what's going on, your pursuit of connection. We talked about your even self-awareness of what you need from confrontation and that awareness getting to your need. That's another big thing. And then that you get to be yourself and build trust in your relationships.
Yeah. Freedom.
So, and so that's what we're chasing after when it comes to confrontation. That will lead you to a successful exchange of that confrontation is going to build a closer relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what we want.
Awesome.
All right. Well, go have some healthy confrontation. And remember that whole healthy families are going to save the world. So don't be afraid to have that confrontation in the best kind of way.
And we're going live.
And we're going to go into some questions.
Okay.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Can you see us and hear us okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and, really submitting your question. I think that it'll be one that's probably going to be helpful to a lot of people. And, courageous of you to join us here on our adventure of going KYLO live a bit. So we really do appreciate that and look forward to diving into your question and how we can help.
Great, thank you.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us how we can help you?
Okay, well, there was during the COVID lockdowns up here in Ontario, Canada, there was a lot of time where the kids were online. And so my daughter was a preteen, and so she spent more and more time every day online. And I noticed after COVID that she's become much more introverted, and she's just as happy to be alone in her room on a tablet. And as a dad, I find it very hard to find that daily heart connection because her hobbies change about once a week and she's more introverted than ever. And she doesn't like football. She doesn't want to talk about guns, like she's her own girl. And what are practical ways that I can fight as her dad for that heart connection as an introvert? I'm a super extrovert. She's a super introvert. What are some suggestions or questions I can kind of reconnect with her and pull her back out to the big world?
Oh, that's great. I love that question. I'll let you go first because you're a dad.
Okay.
And then
well,
I'll add.
Mark, are you a single parent?
No, married for 17 years.
Okay. So how's she doing with your wife?
Okay. About the same. A lot of introversion, a lot of small talk. Yeah.
Is she an only child?
No, she is the middle child. So an older brother, and then a much younger sister.
Okay. And everybody's everybody else is acting differently than she. So she's kind of a standout isolationist here at this
Correct.
point. Yeah. Okay. Well, you make just communicate with her that you miss her. And that you'd really like to find a way to stay connected and you feel disconnected. Just to let her understand why you're doing what you're doing, and she'll go, I'm fine, I'm good. I say, yeah, I'm just maybe you're not understanding. I'm not fine. I'm not fine with it being the way it is, and I'm looking for things to change. So I was just hoping for your help, and see if you could get her, moving in that direction, and just paying attention to how you're experiencing her, because, she's entering into teen years, and so egocentrism is not very difficult for her to just pretty much thinks she's the only one affected by her life, and so I would just let her in on a little secret, which is you miss her and you want to feel connected to her for starters. And then if there's no response on her end, then I'd just grab her by the iPad.
Yeah, I mean, is she a preteen right now or is she a teenager now?
No, teen.
Yeah. So, the world of teens these days are through devices. A lot of their community is there. A lot of where they feel connected, even if it doesn't feel like what we would say connection or what we've experienced as connection. So there's a hard part of where we can't even almost relate because we've never had community online in that sense, And so the reality of this being something that us as parents don't really know how to navigate and have a value and appreciate. So I love, Dad, what you were saying, just kind of starting with, I miss you. I think that is a very powerful first approach. And, I want to spend time with you. I want to do things that you enjoy doing that we can do together. So being curious rather than critical. And, the places that you do control as a parent are permission, opportunity, and resources, which, the iPad falls into one of those categories. And so does the internet. And so does a bunch of other options. But I wouldn't pull the fire alarm until she's not willing to meet your needs of a heart, And, this might, our oldest daughter, she's now 19, but we hit the pandemic when she was a freshman in high school, And so, and then we all went online, and then she continued in online school, actually. This is the choice that we made. And so, she had to figure out what does that look like. And now she's off at school, doesn't live at home anymore. She's 3 hours away. But we did a really good job of when those moments hit of you're distancing yourself from us. I'm kind of scared because the message I'm getting, which I don't know if you're trying to send this message or not, but the message I'm getting is that your iPad or whatever's going on over there is more important than us over here. And that feels sad and scary. So, those are kind of great questions to ask. Again, because she's a teenager, you're getting closer and closer to that adult conversation rather than a child conversation. And so that's where I would lean into it more. And then if she disregards you, then you get to say, okay, well, I need a plan of how you're going to protect our relationship and how you're going to protect how much time you're spending on this, because what we're doing right now doesn't really work for me. So when do you think you could have a plan for that? I don't know. This is dumb. So stupid. It's ridiculous. This is mine. Like, probably so. Do you think 1 day is good? Do you think 2 days is good? And, again, I'm in this curious space. I'm not judgmental. I'm not throwing the hammer down. I'm not being aggressive I'm frustrated at your response. And you say, okay, well, how about by the end of, let's say it was Monday, by the end of Wednesday, you're going to have a plan, or I'm going to come find you. And so you just kind of talk through this. Again, you're giving her opportunities to have ownership, to find a solution, and you're working to find a solution, but she's working much harder than you are. But you know what it is that you need. So when she says, well, I won't have my iPad at the dinner table. Well, I think that's a wonderful idea. What about all the other times of the day? What about the weekends? Again, I'm leading with questions. So that's where I would be living. I would have a general idea of what it is that you're looking for from her, as far as what time, what pursuit looks like, but you're still asking questions. You are not telling her what it is. You're asking her questions, trying to reveal, getting to this place, empowerment, rather than you can't do this, you need to do that. If you throw that down, you usually get a lot more attitude in the process. So as much as you can empower her, and lead with that place of, I miss you. I'm not trying to punish you. I'm not trying to not let you have connection with your friends. I want you re-engaged with our family, and I'm afraid you're not going to choose it. So I'm having to help you protect this.
Okay. Those are excellent kind of feeling words, and it's hard to express those feelings.
Sure.
to her. As a father, as a man, it feels kind of awkward, but it's still inside. I just got to get it out.
Yeah, and Mark, I think the main thing that you're trying to communicate is that you want to feel connected. It's less about power struggle over time on the iPad. It's more about feeling connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so if you could just direct all the energies to accomplishing that goal instead of keeping her out of her room and off her iPad, I think you're gonna win.
Mm.
And I can say firsthand from being a girl and a daughter is my daddy wanting connection with me. It's really valuable. And so to know that that's something that's important, to know that that's a desire, whether she expresses it or not, it actually really does matter. And our girls need that voice from their dad. So I wouldn't ever let that get quiet. I would fight for that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, this was a
Awesome.
great question.
Yep. Thanks,
And
Mark.
I hopefully we were helpful, and I'm sure it'll be helpful to a lot of other fathers out there, even other parents navigating this. So thank you so much again for being willing to jump on the show, and thanks for listening. And all of that.
Yes, I appreciate all your guys' help. I thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Well, maybe we'll see you around some other time. But again, thanks so much for joining us. It was great to have you.
Yep. God bless.
Thanks.
Bye. Hello, Jess. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
See you. I can hear you. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Hi,
Well,
Jess.
Hi, Danny.
We're so grateful to have you here on the show and asking a question, which is fun. I mean, the live component has been enjoyable for us to be able to see who we're talking to.
It is nice to have real humans here that they're, not just a piece of paper that has a question on it or something.
That's true.
So this is great. Thanks for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this also.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, let's jump into your question. What do you have for us, and how can we help you?
All right. My question is connection with my mom. I've struggled all my life to kind of have a connection with her. We've never been close. I've kind of spent my adult life keeping her at a distance because I never really knew how to connect with her. She has probably undiagnosed narcissistic tendencies. So I don't know if I just need to have better boundaries with her when we are together to enjoy her more, because normally she just does all the talking. I'm like, okay, Mom, and it's not enjoyable for me. So what can I do to have a better connection with her where I am enjoying my time spent with her, I guess is my question.
The old adult child parent relationship drama.
We're
Yes,
good. You and
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, we've worked it out. Jess, does she know how you experience her?
I mean, I'll tell her, I guess not necessarily. I guess I had a good conversation with her maybe 3 years ago about my experience with her growing up, and she kind of just laughed in my face about it. So I'm like, okay, you have no desire to hear what I have to say. She, can do no wrong. She just did her best, is all she says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I would try to stay out of trying to get her to agree with you.
Yeah.
And see if she will actually hear how you're experiencing her now. So it would sound more like, Mom, when we're together, it feels lonely for me to just sit and listen to your whole life and not get to share any of mine.
Yeah.
And then it feels disrespectful when you try to talk me out of what I'm experiencing or tell me what I should do. And I need to feel powerful and respected like an adult in my conversations with you. I don't like feeling like a powerless child when I'm with you.
Okay.
How do you think that would go?
I mean, I could picture her getting very uncomfortable and kind of trying to laugh it off.
Uh-huh.
Just
And,
kind of laugh
and
at me for trying to speak up for myself.
sure, yeah, and if you're changing your relationship from, being uh, more of a timid child than a powerful friend, then she does have to adjust just as much as you do. Like, you're going to be super uncomfortable telling her new things that you've not told her before,
Yeah.
because you're kind of hoping she'll read your mind, and she's a terrible mind reader, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you give her some good information and you say, Mom, I need to feel like like a powerful friend and not like a powerless child when we're together. And she'll say, well, okay, well, go ahead and tell me what you think. Go ahead and speak up, and you go, okay, well, I just want you to understand why I'm acting the way I'm acting.
Yeah.
Because when you have good information, it helps people relax a little bit, like, oh, she's doing that thing. She's trying to be powerful right now. Okay, so here I have to adjust a little on my side too. Okay. But when it's just you just shut down, you get quiet, and then you don't return my texts for 3 weeks, I don't understand why you're
Bye,
acting this
Auntie
way.
Danny. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're going to have to realize that you disappearing from the relationship to keep yourself safe isn't actually producing anything different than what you've always had.
Yeah.
And so the courage that he's talking about to be honest with how I am now experiencing you, I think going back and trying to get her to see all the childhood ones, I don't know that will be anything that you could ever address until you're actually really connected. And maybe then that might still be hard. So I think it's more about you doing a really good job with how you're showing up in this relationship. Because you can't control what your mom does. You can't control if she chooses this or not, it laughs at you or acknowledges you or meets you there or runs away from you. But you can control what you bring to that, and that you've been practicing. This is who I am, and this is how I show up in my relationships. I'm no longer going to take this powerless victim role because I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's your superpower right now is I'm awesome. And I've been around this stuff enough to know that I am acting powerlessly. And I don't want to do that no more. I'm all done with being a victim. So, girl, this is where you get to show up. And again, it's not that you're going to be aggressive or, walk in there and throw a grenade and hold the door closed and make her embrace it. It's really just that I have been preparing myself for hard conversations because I know the tools, I know my goal, and I know how to set healthy boundaries. And so I want to be really proud of me the next time I walk away from this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and spend time telling her about you. Don't try to get her to agree with something that happened. And if she tries to tell you, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, sweetheart. You shouldn't feel like I don't respect you. You shouldn't feel scared to tell me the truth. Say, Mom, I'm trying to tell you how I feel. I'd appreciate it if you didn't try to talk me out of it. And because if she does have quote unquote narcissistic tendencies, then she's going to try to redefine reality for you so that it fits her version, not yours, which means she doesn't have to listen to you and she doesn't have to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and I think that just made me shut down because she's not going to listen anyway. So why even try?
Right. And then be sure to state that though. Say, Mom, hey, Mom, hey, if you're done listening, I'm done talking.
Okay. I like that.
And that helps her understand why you got quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then if she says, okay, I'll listen, I say, okay, well, what did you hear me say?
Yeah. Okay.
What did you hear me say, Mom? What did you hear me say? And she'll say, well, I heard you just want all the control in the world and that you're the only one that has anything right. You say, okay, Mom, that's not what I said. Would you like to listen or would you like to be done talking?
Mm-hmm.
And you just stay in the mode of, I will manage me while you do that thing that you do.
Okay. I like it. Scary, but I like it.
It is scary,
Yeah.
but you got it, girl.
Yeah.
You've been going to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
You went to KYLO U, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Fall.
Yes, in the fall. Way to go. A graduate, no less. There
Yes.
you go.
See, she knows what she's talking about. She
She's-
knows how to get in there.
Oh, you got
It's
this.
your first race is always scary. So you're just stepping up to the starting line and let's go.
I've been preparing for this moment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are prepared.
Yep.
Now you just got to go stand in the batter's box and swing at the ball when it comes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this was a great question,
Thanks,
and
Jen.
I think
Jess.
it'll help a
Sorry,
lot of
Jess.
people that just the dynamic of family and the tension and the heart and the pain. That's real. I think a lot of people have that. So, thanks for being willing to share, and hopefully we were helpful today. And your question was a great one.
Yep.
So appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys. Very helpful.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, thanks so much. We'll see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you go to lovingonpurpose.com and sign up for our emails to stay connected about upcoming episodes and how to ask your questions live. Never miss an episode of The KYLO Show by subscribing to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or watch us on Loving on Purpose YouTube channel.
And don't forget, whole healthy families are going to save the world. See you next time.